We have still where data binding we were into, right? Array we have to see now. Data binding, which it. In that it was printing where to where 1 to 10 as well as 20 to 30. Just two numbers here printed, something like this. Now let's create one more file. In that file, this file was helping you to run a loop and print the data where in the print the data like generate the dynamic paragraph, generate the dynamic paragraph with some value and finally pass to the browser. Next example will be where we will store the data in array, and once we click on button it will read from array and display inside the page. Okay. So create the next file, data binding 9.html. Data binding 9.html. Head section, body section, function wise will be same. We can take copy of that. Commit you can take function 1. We can remove everything. Function 2 also we can remove everything. Data variable let it be same. Right, JavaScript. Array plus map plus inner HTML. Array map and inner HTML. JavaScript, array, map, and then inner HTML. The first function says city list. Second function says state list. This data is going to come from the array. We will store the data in an array and will read from there. Will display inside the page. Now we can go here under the first function and we'll create a variable city. City equal to Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, Pune. This is one array. Now for this array, we will run a for loop here, or maybe you can use, okay, let's try one for loop, second as a map function, third as a for each function. So all three will be revised. Okay, next after that, come here, right inside a for loop where I equal to 0, I less than city dot length, city dot length I plus plus. Okay, city dot length I plus plus. So the value of I is 0 by default. The value of I will be 0. Then it will start from Bangalore. Second time the value of I will become 2. Mumbai, Pune, Chennai will come as alert. Alert it. City of I. City of I. Alert it the city of I. City of I. Now hope you are getting the alert. Run the page and click on first button. City list. All the city names should come as alert. All city names should come as alert. All city names should come as alert. Getting alert? 0, 1, 2, 3. Not 0, 1, 2, 3. Bangalore, Mumbai, whichever the city you have stored, those all will come as a something like this. Bangalore. Alert will come directly. Now what we want is we want all the cities should appear inside the browser. Yesterday, how you printed number 1 to 3 in a paragraph. Similarly, now instead of number 1 to 3, we are going to print the name of the city, but it will be within the paragraph. So data variable, we have to use here concatenation purpose plus equal to, you will open the p tag and you will inside the p tag city of I, you are going to concatenate. Again after that, you will close the p tag. There's the city of I you are going to close. Okay, city of I, city of I. At last, you will have multiple paragraph. That list of paragraph now you are going to send to the browser. We have a container. Under the container, we can send the list of paragraph this way: document document dot get element by id, which id container dot inner html equal to that data variable. Container dot inner html equal to data variable. So once you click on button, list of city will appear in the browser under the container. Inner HTML we are following because your content is holding the HTML tag as well as data both. So inner HTML is required, else it will display directly p tag in the browser. The page should look like this. When we click here, it displays the list of 3 cities. You can let me know, then we can write for the next. Okay, working. Next, we need to work on the second array. So second function is called state list. If you got some idea, can you print the list of 10 state? But we have to use the map function. Let me guide you. Some other assignment you can try from your side. Let's go here and create another array variable state equal to put some state list as a array, smallest one words, example MP, UP, AP, which one next? Tamil Nadu. Okay, some names you can add here. Andhra, EP we have already written. Okay, next after that, we will use the map function inside to generate the similar output. There plus plus minus minus is not required. Just run the map function state dot map. State dot map. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I have a doubt in function 1. Sir, why we have given the condition I is less than equals to city city dot length? Yeah.
City dot length. Loop has to go
Yes,
to
sir.
the number of city inside the array. Loop will
Okay,
have
sir.
number of element inside the array.
Okay.
Let's go to the map function, state.map. Now what will happen? From the state array, individual element will go to the map function. Map function will split into two parts, name of the state as well as index of state. Next, you will use here fat arrow key and you will come inside, and here again the similar line will repeat so that it will generate the right state of I. Not a state of I here. Directly you can keep your state name. Name you can put directly. Once the map function will get end, you will get the list of paragraph. Once the map function will get end, you will get the list of paragraph that we can keep here. Function 2 should give you the list of state. Sequence.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, now in the list, in case if you want to add the index position here, right? In case if you want to add the index position, possible to add here. Can you add the index position? You can add simple like this. Index plus you can add here. Index plus index plus, again we can keep here another plus and keep in between a dot as a separator. So it will say 0 dot MP, 1 dot UP, 2 dot Bihar, 3 dot Tamil Nadu, something like that it will appear.
Excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
Yeah, like after declaring the var data equals, we have not given anything, and inside the for loop, we have given data plus equals to. So why we are giving plus sign here, sir?
Concatenation, you can write like this also. Data equal to data plus. This is called concatenation. After the loop, do alert the data, you will come to know what is inside. Alert this data variable here. It will generate the multiple paragraph. Then you will come to know what is happening under the for loop. Put a slash n here. Put the slash n here. Then see what will happen in the data, what is coming, what is the structure of the data variable. It will hold multiple paragraph. It will hold multiple paragraph. All paragraph will print in the new line. It will not hold, it will generate multiple paragraph. It will generate multiple paragraph. It will generate multiple paragraph. You saw that? Button click. If index is making you difficult, you can remove index till here. Let it be only name. Print only name and then see what is coming under the name. Let me show you what will happen in that. When you click on a state, how many paragraph generated? 4 5 paragraph till the number of element you have inside the array. Finally, this all will come here. So this inner HTML is playing the main role to convert your paragraph into the output. This map function is reading the individual element from the array and passing to the splitting into two parts, name and index, element, value and index. Value you are passing second and the index you are passing first. Both you are enclosing within the paragraph. And this line is just like if you have remember the formula of a plus b. This line is just like a plus b. A equal to a plus b we have no the formula of mathematics. A equal to a plus b something was there. A equal to a plus b. Was there something? What is the meaning of that? The value of a and b will get added together and assigned to where? A only. Here also happening the same. Data is the A and this is called as a B. So data equal to data plus paragraph. So the content of paragraph will go to where? Data variable. Data variable was already holding something. In that one more value will get pushed. So here replacement is not happening. Here concatenation is happening. Concat A and B and pass to the A. Again concat the value of A and B and pass to the A. Again concat the value of A and B and pass to the A. At last, if you see the value of A, it will give the addition concatenation of all from top to bottom. Multiple plus plus, if made confuse you, you can remove that, not required. Understanding is the matter. Remove the index, keep only name, and then try. It will give you only name of the estates. Keep only name of the estates and then try it. The last N will guide you here to understand what is happening. Like paragraphs are going to the new line, new line, new line every time.
Sir, if I have to multiply with something, then what I have to use here?
We'll learn in upcoming classes.
Okay, sir.
Everything we should combine together. You will see the output, but you will not understand what is happening inside. Okay, now if you have got idea, let's come create another button called as a book list. Book list. Write the function called 3. Now for that question is create a function, and inside the function create an array of 10 books. Print using the for loop. Write a function. Write function 3. Create array of 10 books using for loop. Using for loop. Print it. How we have done the first function? We have made the first function, create an array of something. Now this is the write a function 3, create array of 10 books, print it, print using for loop, print using this one for loop. Okay, after that, copy writing. Create an array of 10 loops, print using the for loop. Same like the first function. Same like the first function. Anyone wrote? Once you write it, if you create a function of function 3 inside, how many books should be there? 10 book in one array. Using for loop, once you click on button, it should get printed below inside the browser. Anyone can share the code in the chat? The function, you have written the function 3. Please share the code of function 3 in the chat. Okay, so let me see. Someone has shared the code. Swastik. Anyone written? For you both. Anyone written? Okay, so happening. Now, at same time, if anyone will ask, in one line, display total, in one line, display total 4 product. 4 items should come in one line. What to do for that? In one line, if you want to display the 4 item, what to do? Remember CSS. In one line, if you want to display 4 things, what to do? Width how much? Width? Write that. Write a CSS for p tag. Open the style, close that style in the beginning. Okay, right for p tag, width 25% and float left. Write to CSS in the beginning. Give the width 25% and float left for p tag. For p tag, write a CSS width 25%. In one line, the logic is required. Like CSS we have written, right? CSS, here is the CSS. All are the paragraph only. All are the paragraph. When I click here, what will happen? This all are coming under the p tag. All are coming under the p tag. If you want to use p tag, then write for paragraph. If you want to use some other tag, write a class here. Suppose I'll write a class call for FOUR inside the class, but CSS we have to open close, a style open and a style close. A style open, a style close. Class I have written call for. Inside the for class, we can write width 25% and float colon left and apply the padding first top 6 pixel, 5 pixel 5px, left right 0px, bottom 5px, and text align center, text hyphen align colon center. Okay, so width 25%, float left, padding top 5 pixel, bottom 5 pixel, left right 0 pixel, and text align center. The content will come in the middle. Now how to call this class I will guide. Okay. Now come down for the first paragraph in the first function. You can write class equal to in single quote name of the class. What is that class name? 4. You can write the class name as a 4. So once you write the class name as a 4 in one line, so this class will get applied. Class will get applied. It should be in the single quote because already you are in double quote. You should not give double quote again. Inside double quote, we can write as a single quote. Inside double quote, if you give double quote, the parsing error will come. Parsing error will come. Okay, coming down. Next, you can call the same class everywhere. 4 item will display. Everywhere we can keep the same class. 4 item will display in one line. Everywhere you can use the same class. If you have used the division also no problem, you can use the same class. Paragraph also you can use the same class. Class equal to 4 and then sequence 4 item is coming in one line. Happening. How many element? 4 element. See, functionality will happen from JavaScript, but look and feel will come from the CSS only. Content alignment, content de-alignment will come from the CSS itself. So hope working for all. This is single dimensional array. We will create one more where we will store the, or better we can use one more for each example. For each, we can create one more for each. Okay, right, then one more function. Function 4. Function 4. Function 4. Inside the function 4, Okay, right now this book array you have, you can copy and paste here again. Same book array, copy and keep here and create one again for loop where we can use the for each. Map you saw on the top one, another we can use a for each also. Create a variable, data variable, empty variable. Coming down, we can run the now loop books dot for each same like map it work. This will also call n number of time elements in your array. Every time it will split the element into two parts, their value and position. So we can write here name of the book as well as see sometime if you don't need the this one index, no need to follow this index. If you don't need index, that also option we have, we can use like this single. Okay, we'll go here on similar way. Instead of paragraph, div also you can use books of I, not books of I. Here we can print as a name directly, and at last we can use the map function. Hello. Yes, there. Okay, madam. No, madam. No, madam. Okay, hope written. Check now. So for each, E will be capital, books dot for each. So what it will do, from the books, individual element will go to the for each. For each will break into the two part, index and element. If you don't want index, directly you can use directly name. No need to use the double function symbol. Hat arrow we have to apply here, and then we can access the element. Finally, this list of paragraph is generated, division it is generating. I have put the div tag, and then again once the for each will get finished, it will give the same output. So we need to call this function here, function 4 for each, for each. Okay, ready? Book working. Function 4. For each, oh, something, it came. Paragraph look spacious. Division they have no much space because in paragraph there is a padding by default. In division you have no any padding, but it will generate the output. So for each map function, for loop, those things should be in mind. Should not forget that. Check now. This array was same. This plus plus what part was same. Only what extra got added instead of map got added is for each. Last line is also same. You can take the function 2 and paste and change the array and change the map to for each. So, what is not saying?
Nothing about this. That's everything, sir.
Till where it was working? First one has worked.
No, sir.
Then why you are not asking beginning?
I was asking, but no, if I did anything, it's not everything, sir.
Like that. When error come, you ask that time. If you collect all errors, then ask how I will get you. It will take half an hour. Other people have to wait. Come down. For loop you have written there. Where I equal to 0. After that semicolon will come or not?
No, sir.
Here. Where I equal to 0. After that semicolon will be there. Or not? You have written comma. Come down. Check now. Reload first. For each, open the code for each. Function 4 on click function 4 is called. What you wrote in that? Books. For each. FOR. ESCH. Then div. Element by ID. Inner HTML data. Go to browser again. Reload. Do the right click. Inspect element. Click on console. See that books is not defined, line number 46. Go to your code. Function 4. You use your books. Here is the book. This difference. You understand?
Yeah,
Change your book.
here also.
Anywhere. Yeah. Change books. Save now. So in one file, when you write the code, you need to understand no variable. I have this name. Why I am using this name? For working for all. Anyone error?
So what is the difference between map function and for each?
You can use both. In the React, only map will be used. For each will not work. Both are for the same structure.
Then how we know when we have to use for each or else when we have to use map function?
In React, you can use anyone. Sorry, in JavaScript, you can use anyone. In React, you can use only one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's come create the next file. Next file, or you can add one more multi-dimensional array in the same. Let's add one multi-dimensional array of multiple objects. So we can write a function here, function 5. user list. We have to write a function called 5. Function 5 function 5. Inside the function 5, create a variable user. User directly, I will not go multiple object in one shot. We'll go here where name will become as a name is a property and Ganesh is the value. Next, mobile is a property. Mobile is a property. This becomes a value. Next, after that, city is a property. Bangalore is a value. Next, email is a property. Contact me at the rate gmail.com is a value. Similar way, age will be the property. 40 years will be as a value. Similar way, city will be a city already we are given. So let it be this many. Okay, hope ready. Next, after that, now write here a alert user.name. User.name. What should come? User dot name should come as a Ganesh because inside the user, it's kind of an object where property values are stored. So user dot property, if you call, then it will give you their value. User dot property, if you call, it will give their value. Giving which one? Check now. In this, you don't need to run the loop. Let's go here and write a variable var data equal to h2 full name close the h2 right there, data equal to data plus, open a paragraph. In that, write here user dot name, close the paragraph. Again, write one more paragraph, mobile. At last, try printing it. See what will be the value. Data. It will give the user name in one block, mobile in another block. Similar way, print the city, email, and age. Print the city, mobile, email, and age. Full name I have written here. I should change the user details. User details. I will verify once what is going to come in that. This two thing is coming. Add the remaining values also, like city, email, and age. City, email, and age, all you can add. Now this is one user. Like this, we'll have multiple users. Then how we can print that? Okay, so first user, user.name, user.mobile, user.city. Then after that, user.email. Then user.age. User.age. So in this array, it is holding like, it is not array, it's an object. It's holding the property value, property value, property value. So from this user object, you are trying to fetch one property and you are creating one paragraph, another property, another paragraph, third property, next paragraph. So like that, multiple property we have. So we read from array and after that we pass inside and we are printing it. So when we go here, click here, is giving the details of user. Suppose like this, we have, okay, so we'll not go in very difficult way, it may lead to the confusion. So till here, hope it's printing. Now let's come down. Copy the same function, paste again. Paste again. Change the function called 6. Function 6. Inside the function 6, inside the function 6, there will be many users, not one user, there will be many users. And when you select a particular name, that name will appear. So just suppose as of now only one is there, users. So what is giving? It's giving the user of name mobile particular. In case, let's go here, start a square bracket and close that square bracket here. Here in the last. Keep like this. So earlier it was one object. It was one user details. Earlier it was one user details. Now in the same, you are going to keep the multiple user details. So this is one user. So now this user is available on which position? This user is available on, Ganesh is available on which position? Earlier it was by default under the user, but now Ganesh is not under the by default user. Now this particular first object is available on 0 position. So you cannot write directly name, mobile, city, pin code and all. You have to write here user of Which one? 0. So instead of 0, we can pass here as the index equal to 0 by default. Inside the function, pass a parameter as a index, and for that index, give the value by default as a 0. For that, give the index by default as a 0. Index by default is a 0. Now go here. If you write here user of index, what will come? User of index is pointing to first user only. User of index here, what it will point? It point to the first user. User of index is by default is a 0. So user of index is also going to give it a 0 only. User of index will be by default is a 0 itself. Hope we wrote it, right? Next, after that, come down and create a select. Create a select. Inside the select, keep the option Ganesh, and for that value equal to 0. Next, Mahesh Suresh 1 and 2. This is called Mahesh. This is called Suresh. Mahesh Suresh. Here on change equal to call the function 6. Inside the 6 pass this dot value, the value of selected option. Six. This dot the value of selected option. After writing this HTML, you will not run still. Just hold on. I'll guide you how to run. Okay, so whenever we change the option from the drop down, function 6 will call. Inside the function 6, you are passing this dot value. What will be the value? 0, 1, 2. So when you select first time Ganesh, what should happen? Function 6 will call. Inside the function 6, by default it will pass as a 0. In fact, in function 6 already index is holding as a 0. So by default it will give you the details of Ganesh, first user Ganesh. Next time when you change the second user called Suresh, Second user is Mahesh. Mahesh is not exist as of now, so it should not work. Suresh is not there, it will not work. So if HTML you have done, then we'll come to the JS part. If we have done with the HTML, we will come to the JS part and we'll see under the JS part. Okay, after that, come next. Under the JS part, you have one user. What is that user? Ganesh. Copy, put a comma here. Copy the same user. Paste after this again. Mahesh. Change their number. Change the city. Change the email. Change the age. 30 years. Similar way, you need to add one more user. One more user. MA. Mahesh is here. This is Mahesh. Second one was Suresh. Suresh phone number 77777 is from Chennai. Then SU ESH. Then maybe 70 years. Last comma is not required. You can remove the last comma and then check. Last comma. Now you can go to the page and select the option from drop down. Whichever the option you select, particular object from the array it will read and it will display their details inside the page. Whichever the user will select based on their index, it will display their details in the bottom. I come to the browser and select a user from the drop down. Mahesh details should come below. Ganesh. On change event have some problem. User of index equal to 0. Find here we selected index dot name is also okay. Then what is the problem here is on change this dot value we called value 012 is also okay. Let me see the alert. What is this?
Sir, double quotes in that select tag, sir.
Double quote will not be matter. Index the function is not calling on change. function 6. Is it 6 only? SIX. Next below where I called here, no? Okay. On CHANG on change equal to 6 this dot value. Here is the mistake is this double quote should be outside. Double quote should be outside. Double quote is okay, but it should be where? Outside. Inside the function, double quote is not required. Now function will call and it will give you the name of selected user. 1 minus 0 Ganesh. Next user Suresh will come here. Whichever the name you select, that will appear inside the page. You can see those. If the cable is in that room, you can check. Yes, if you can manage, else you can come here. I will sit in that. How many? 2 people are there. 2 are there. No? Ah, this one.
Why we are passing this index number to 6 function?
Where?
Why we are passing this index number to this 6 function?
Here, 3 users are there. We need
Index number, yeah, this one.
this. You can keep it remove also. It will work. By default 0. By default, it will give the first user details.
Yeah, by default it will take the 0. So if we pass the index number equal to 3, it is also working. So what is the meaning of giving index number equal to 0?
Don't give more than 2. How many users you have?
Already 4 users we have.
Where 4
I
users?
have.
Here 4 users are there. So if you give 3, it will give the last user. If you give 0, it will give the first user. Okay. Your question was why we have given index equal to what? 0.
0. Yes.
Go here and call this function onload. Call the function onload equal to what is the function name? 6.
Yes, sir.
If I am not passing any value, what should happen now? Which user will come? Say something. Index function.
Hello.
I am not passing any input. What will happen now? The value of index is what? Nothing.
Nothing.
So if I will not give here anything, will it give error or not?
Error.
For that purpose, I given as a 0. So if you not pass anything, it will give you default value as a 0. Default user will come first user.
Okay, sir.
Default user will come first user. You want to see? Let me go to the browser, refresh the page. 0 is coming. Which user came by default? Ganesh. Ganesh is selected here. Ganesh details comes. If I change something else, other user will come. Getting the user based on selection. Whichever the user you select, that user is coming in the page or not. So by default, we have as a Ganesh. You can see here by default, what is the index I have given? College is 0. So by default, it will point to the Ganesh. When we go to the browse here, by default, what is the value? Ganesh. Then how the Ganesh will load? Then on load, I call the function as a 6. So once the page will load, here 6 inside the 6, you can pass 0 also, you cannot pass anything. If you are not passing anything, what is the default value? Default value is 0. That meaning by default it will print the details of first user. Extension is there. Kitna? What? The one small task will cannot do dynamically. Take the bigger one. Which one is a small one? Hmm? Which one? Take that. One is here. No, here. The, the plug you connect in cable, it is in that room, you can take from there. Remove alert and check once. So this way, like if you have lot of records inside one array, based on position you can access. So this is directly hardcode value we are given here. This option also can come from the JavaScript dynamically. How many users we have inside the array, that many names will come here automatically. That we can try next class. So what you should do, you should, okay. So you need to practice some similar kind of example. Create array, button click, list the array, multiple types of array you can create, like different types of store inside the array, print inside the page, store inside the array, print inside the page. So this example what you have created, you should repeat it, okay, twice, thrice in a home. Because next will be the multidimensional array already you are doing, but I have not gone through that way. Just one by one you are printing one. We can print all user also. Next we have to add the array inside the array, delete the array from delete user from the array. Okay, add, delete, list, all we have to do. So this practice is required. You must practice before joining the next class. You must be able to before next class. I will give a requirement. I will give a scenario where you need to complete and then we can continue. Like we will create a array, from array you need to read the data, display inside the page. Those much you need to do next class before starting. Then so for that you need to revise this you must revise it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Create array list, create array list. Okay, you have seen, you understood, but still you have not learned it. If you try 3, 4 times, then you will learn it. Okay, so this is the simple arrays. Reading the data, not writing the data. Read the data,